All right, in this short video, I just want to go over the project one more time so that you have a clear understanding as to what you need to do. Your wireframes and mockups were due on Monday, November 16th and Wednesday, November 18th. So the way that worked is on Monday, most of you sent me an email and you put your files within that Google Drive of your desktop mockup. And then what I did is I sent you an email back letting you know what mockup I liked. Some of you did all the mockups for desktop and tablet. Some of you just did a couple. But make sure you get my feedback before you go in and start coding. Your rough draft is due on Monday, November 23rd. So you need to send me an email with the link to your site for feedback. And that email should come to me. We're going to go ahead and say 5 p.m. and I'll change that on the assignment. So make sure you send me a link to your site. And when I say rough draft, the more you have finished, the better. So I would say that you should at least have one page of your website complete by Monday, November 23rd. Because the way it works is once you have one page completed, it's all about just copying, doing a file save as, and saving the other pages so that you have a complete website and you're changing out your content and your pictures. So if you get your rough draft done before Monday, May 23rd or November 23rd, send it to me and I will give you feedback before that so you can start making copies of your page. Your final project is due and you need to make a presentation that you're going to upload to Flipgrid on Tuesday, November 24th at midnight. That is when your final project is due. Here are the website deliverables. So the site will be graded. That it needs to make sure it has 5 complete pages with relevant content, each with at least one optimized image. That image can be in the background. Your content is king, so your pages should be complete with content for each topic, a minimum of 150 words per page. You need to have one fully optimized graphic per page. If it is inserted through HTML, it needs to have alt text. If not, you can go ahead and throw it in the background and it does not need alt text. Appealing design and layout and originality. So make sure you work with positioning, color schemes, and use of font styles. A well-designed navigation list, navigation in an unordered list, styled with CSS. The layout and the structure of your navigation bar should not change between pages. Your page layout needs to be created using div tags. You're going to do that anyways. Your wrapper should be centered on the screen. And you're going to have one external style sheet with a minimum of 15 rules. That's not going to be hard. Rules to define the default font, the background color, hyperlink colors, heading, paragraphs, managing the white space, the margins, the padding, and the line height. Rules of your choice. And then the most important one here is you need to research and apply 3 new techniques that were not covered in this course. So that could be, for your mobile design, a little hamburger menu, which is one of those menus that has 3 lines that drops down. It could mean that you put a slideshow in one of your pages. You might decide to use a new CSS technique that you've never tried before. And if it's new to you and you haven't done it yet, then you can use it. There are lots of different things that you can use. If you Google cool CSS techniques, you'll find something. Maybe you want to make a div tag or a box transparent, or you want to use the layering techniques to put items on top of each other. All of those things will work. You need to have 2 different fonts, and one font must be a Google font. So if you have a fun, cool font for your heading, then make sure you have a sans serif font for your main. You also need to have a print CSS. So we talked about that in chapter 7. And you need to make sure that when you do a file print, your page prints out maybe without your background image or without colors, but you need to have a print CSS. All 5 pages need to have a copyright statement. Total, you need to have 3 external hyperlinks and they need to open in a new tab. So when you do the external hyperlinks, it needs to be target equals underscore blank. You do not want to do target equals underscore blank for your navigation bar because you don't want somebody opening up 50 tabs while they're on your site. Your pages all need to have a fave icon, and those fave icons should be bold. Some of you made really dark favicons and it blended into my tab so I couldn't see it. So make sure they stand out and that they go with your website. You want to make sure that the website is responsive for HTML, responsive for mobile, tablet, and desktop. I will have a video posted for this week that goes over the responsive. I did have you work on a couple different things for homework, but I'm going to give you guys just a little demonstration. So you should be working on the desktop, the tablet, and the mobile design. And then last, you need to make sure you validate your HTML and CSS, and you should test in the top browsers, Chrome, Firefox, and Safari. So you should have 0 errors in HTML and CSS. Wireframes and mockups. You guys should have already been working on these, but regardless, they do need to go in the Google Drive folder that I've linked to. And then last, you're going to present this to the class and you're going to create a Screencast-O-Matic. You do not need to use Screencast-O-Matic. That's what I use when I create these videos for you guys. But if you have another screen recording program that works well, you can use that. You will be creating a presentation for your final project. When you're working on your presentation, your audience will be your classmates. This presentation must be professional and you should create a script prior to recording. Create a 1-minute, 30-second video pitch that explains and demonstrates the following items. So this presentation should display the original mock-ups and highlight the overall design. And then it should highlight your finished website, your overall organization and navigation, layout, typography, color scheme, favicon, and anything else you want to highlight. You're going to give your classmates a tour of your final project. Please be sure to explain the 3 new techniques you learned while working on the website. That is how I will grade that section of the project. You want to make sure you highlight that the website is responsive on a desktop, a tablet, and mobile. And you can do that by, while you're recording, you can click and drag to make your website different sizes. So you can show us what happens when you change the size of your view screen. And then anything else you want to add. Please remember, 1 minute and 30 seconds is not that long. So you need to make sure that you've practiced it, you have things down, you're short, you're sweet. You don't want to give us we don't want to watch 5-minute videos on your website. So make them short, but also highlight all of the things that you want to make sure that your classmates can see. Once you are finished, you need to add the recording to our Flipgrid account. And a couple things about your presentation. 1, Screencast-O-Matic, when you go to the website, it looks like this. And there's a little button that you can press that says Launch Recorder. And when you do that, what happens on your screen, I can't show you because I'm actually recording my screen already, but you're going to get a red and white line and a box is going to appear. And I think it might be black and white until you're recording. And basically that box that shows up on your screen, whatever is inside that box, will be recorded when you create your presentation. And then where your little picture is of yourself, that'll show you what you look like while you're talking, and it will record the screen. So you will launch the recorder. Once the recorder's going, then what you have is you're going to have a little button that allows you to record. When you're finished recording, you'll press the pause button and then you'll say you're finished, and it'll actually save the video on your desktop or wherever you decide to put it. It'll save it as an MP4. So again, make sure your video is not too long. If it makes sense to you, you can pre-create your presentation. So if I went to drive.google.com, I could go to a new Google slide, and if you wanted to, you could make a presentation, and in that presentation you could put screenshots of your website, of your mock-ups, of the different typography. So if you want to do a presentation, you can do it that way, or you can go to your website live Brittany, I will pick on you because you showed up. So you could go to your website live and you could start talking about your website this way. You could talk about what colors you did. You can click on the links. So you can go to your website live. You do not have to make a Google slide presentation. Either one works though. So whatever makes sense to you. When you're finished, you're going to go to this little link I've given you called Flipgrid account. And I have to wait. Oh, it went on. Okay, hold on. If you right click on a link in Eagle Online and you open in a new tab, sometimes that's better. So I'm going to go to Flipgrid. You're going to join with your FVCC Gmail account. Once your login is successful, you're going to click on this big button here that says record a response. But then instead of clicking on this button to record yourself talking, you're going to click on options and you're going to choose upload clip. And this is where you're going to drag that video that you created. So that's how you're going to submit your project to me. And when you get started on this project, you want to make sure you do a couple things. One, you're going to start with a root folder. So make sure you have a root folder that's all lowercases, no spaces, about me. After you do that, you're going to create your index page. So you're going to create a new HTML document with your index page. Once you have your index page in that folder, you're going to put all your images in that folder as well. So it'll be your root folder, and then you're going to have a folder inside of it called images. You'll put all the images, make sure they're optimized. So that means that they're 72 pixels per inch and they're small. Do not put a picture on your website that's gigantic because it has to load all of those pixels. After you've done that, you're going to create a style sheet. So you're going to save a page as styles.css. Once you create your style sheet, then you're ready to start adding your rules. You're ready to start making your HTML. And you're going to make that home page. You're going to start with your index. And you're going to make the home page just like you want it. It's going to be perfect. All the colors, all the fonts, all the spacing, where everything goes. And you're going to design your desktop one first. After you design your desktop one, you'll put in the rules to make your tablet version. And once you do that, you're going to put in rules again to make your mobile version. Once you have all of that done, that's when I would send an email to me and say, hey, can you look at my rough draft? And then I'll give you the go ahead to do file save as and save your other 4 pages. So you have a total of 5 pages. And again, if you have any questions while you're working on the project, feel free to contact me. Send me an email and I will help you. All right, I hope you guys have a good day and I look forward to seeing your projects. The rough drafts by Monday, November 23rd at 5 p.m. and the final projects Tuesday, November 24th by midnight. Have a lovely week.